Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're uncovering two of the rarest and most valuable United States Washington quarter dollar coins that could be hiding in everyday pocket change. One of these coins might be worth far more than its face value, so stay with us until the end. You won't want to miss these incredible discoveries. First, coin writing. United States Presidential $1 coin featuring James Monroe, the fifth president, carries far more than a portrait struck into metal, because it represents a chapter of American history that quietly circulates beneath the notice of most people. Released as part of the presidential $1 coin program, this coin honors the nation's fifth president, remembered for the Monroe Doctrine, and an era often called the era of good feelings. On the obverse, Monroe's dignified profile appears with carefully sculpted facial details, while the reverse proudly displays the Statue of Liberty, a design shared throughout the series to symbolize enduring freedom. Unlike older dollar coins that many collectors grew up seeing, this piece combines modern minting technology with historical storytelling, making it both an educational artifact and an intriguing collectible. Millions were produced, yet hidden among ordinary examples are fascinating varieties and unusual characteristics that continue to attract collectors searching through rolls, coin jars, estate collections, and forgotten drawers. The James Monroe Presidential Dollar was struck for circulation at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, while beautifully finished proof examples were produced in San Francisco for collectors. Although the majority entered commerce with ordinary quality, every stage of production created opportunities for tiny differences that can transform an overlooked dollar into a fascinating numismatic conversation piece. The golden appearance comes not from real gold, but from a manganese brass alloy layered over a copper core, giving the coin its distinctive warm color that often surprises people seeing it for the first time. One of the series' most recognizable features is its edge lettering, carrying the year, mint mark, and mottos around the edge instead of the faces, a modern touch that immediately separates these dollars from traditional American coins. That unusual design choice also created opportunities for fascinating mint mistakes that collectors still eagerly discuss. As collectors examine James Monroe dollars more closely, subtle details become increasingly important. A sharply struck example displays crisp hair texture, clean lettering, smooth fields, and strong separation between every design element. Weak strikes may soften Monroe's hair, blur portions of the inscriptions, or reduce the sharpness of the Statue of Liberty's torch. Edge lettering that appears incomplete, doubled, inverted, or unusually weak has generated enormous interest over the years, especially when authenticated by respected grading services. While many unusual-looking coins turn out to be simple wear or damage from circulation, genuine mint-produced varieties remain highly desirable because they reveal rare moments when the production process briefly departed from perfection before returning to normal. The excitement surrounding this coin is fueled by the realization that rarity does not always announce itself with dramatic visual differences. Sometimes the smallest detail creates the biggest mystery. A slightly off-center strike, an unusually broad rim, doubled lettering visible under magnification, or an unexpected planchet issue can transform an ordinary-looking dollar into a remarkable discovery. Experienced collectors know that patience often matters more than luck, because the most valuable finds usually reward careful observation rather than quick assumptions. Every coin becomes a small investigation, inviting its owner to compare details, study reference photographs, and ask whether what they are seeing is truly uncommon or simply the result of years of circulation. Imagine opening an old family box of keepsakes or receiving change after an ordinary purchase, only to notice a James Monroe Presidential Dollar with something that seems different. That quiet moment of curiosity has inspired countless collectors to begin exploring the world of modern coin varieties. The emotional pull comes from possibility rather than certainty. A single dollar that most people overlook could lead to hours of research, conversations with experts, and perhaps the realization that it possesses characteristics worthy of professional examination. Those moments remind collectors that history sometimes survives not in museums alone, but in the loose change passing through everyday hands. Stories shared throughout the collecting community often describe illustrative market outcomes rather than guaranteed values, and that distinction is extremely important. A coin displaying only minor but desirable variations might inspire collector interest in the range of $2,500 to $3,500 under the right circumstances, while especially attractive high-grade examples could illustrate values around $5,000. Unusual mint anomalies may sometimes be discussed around $6,000, and rare collector pieces possessing exceptional eye appeal or recognized varieties could be compared with illustrative figures near $7,500. These numbers represent storytelling examples based on the kinds of extraordinary coins that occasionally appear in the marketplace. Never promises that every unusual coin will reach those prices. The suspense grows even stronger when collectors consider the highest levels of preservation and rarity. Exceptionally preserved or uncommon examples may be illustrated around $8,000, while unusual discoveries attracting especially strong collector demand might be discussed near $8,500. In extraordinary situations involving historically significant varieties, dramatic mint errors, or exceptional certified examples, conversations sometimes reach illustrative figures approaching $9,000. Such outcomes are rare, highly dependent on authenticity, condition, market demand, and independent grading, and should never be viewed as guaranteed results. Even so, imagining that a single dollar could represent a down payment on a home, a sudden financial windfall, or the thrill of a once-in-a-lifetime discovery continues to inspire collectors everywhere. Before believing any exciting possibility, responsible examination is absolutely essential. Begin by comparing the coin's color with known genuine examples, because the manganese brass alloy should display a characteristic golden tone rather than unusual plating or artificial coloring. Check the weight using an accurate digital scale, since unexpected weight differences may suggest either a minting anomaly or post-mint alteration requiring expert evaluation. Carefully inspect strike alignment, rim shape, and the edge lettering under strong lighting. Look closely for true letter doubling rather than damage caused by circulation, machine wear, or reflections. Every unusual characteristic deserves thoughtful comparison with reliable references before drawing conclusions about rarity or value. Professional authentication becomes the final and most important step because even experienced collectors occasionally mistake damage for genuine mint errors. Independent grading services evaluate authenticity, preservation, strike quality, and originality using consistent standards that help buyers and sellers understand exactly what they are purchasing. Certification also provides confidence in the marketplace, especially when unusual edge lettering, doubled features, planchet errors, or striking anomalies are involved. Taking time to verify a coin protects both excitement and investment, ensuring that remarkable discoveries are supported by credible evidence instead of hopeful assumptions. The James Monroe Presidential Dollar continues to prove that remarkable stories can be hidden inside the most ordinary-looking pocket change, waiting for someone patient enough to notice a tiny detail everyone else ignored. Somewhere, a forgotten coin jar, an inherited collection, a cash register, or an old dresser drawer may still hold an overlooked piece whose true story has not yet been recognized. That possibility keeps collectors searching, learning, and looking one coin closer than before, because history has a remarkable habit of rewarding careful eyes. And just when you think this presidential dollar has revealed every secret it holds, Another astonishing American coin with an even more unbelievable mystery is waiting to challenge everything you thought you knew about hidden treasures. Writing: United States Presidential $1 coin featuring James Monroe, the fifth president, has become one of the most fascinating modern coins for collectors because it combines American history with the excitement of unexpected discoveries. Issued as part of the presidential $1 coin program, the coin honors the nation's fifth president while showcasing a detailed portrait of Monroe on the obverse and the iconic Statue of Liberty on the reverse. Its distinctive golden color comes from a manganese brass alloy rather than real gold, and the unique edge lettering displaying the date, mint mark, and national mottos makes this series unlike most other U.S. coins. While millions were struck, collectors remain captivated by examples showing missing or weak edge lettering, doubled letters, off-center strikes, broad rims, or other genuine mint errors. Most coins found in circulation are worth only face value, but a carefully preserved or unusual example can spark intense interest among collectors who know that the smallest detail sometimes tells the biggest story. The real excitement begins when a seemingly ordinary James Monroe dollar reveals something unexpected under close examination. Illustrative market discussions sometimes place minor but desirable varieties between $2,500 and $3,500, while high-grade certified examples may be compared to $5,000. Unusual mint anomalies have occasionally inspired conversations around $6,000, rare collector pieces around $7,500, and exceptionally preserved or uncommon examples near $8,000. Coins with especially strong collector demand may be discussed around $8,500, while extraordinary or historically significant certified examples can reach illustrative figures of up to $9,000. These values are examples only, never guarantees, because every coin's worth depends on authenticity, condition, rarity, and current collector demand. The possibility that a single dollar could represent a sudden windfall or even contribute toward a down payment on a home is exactly what keeps collectors searching through rolls of coins and forgotten collections. Before assuming any James Monroe Presidential Dollar is valuable, examine it carefully using good lighting and magnification. Check that the golden metal color appears natural, compare the coin's weight with official specifications, inspect the strike alignment, study the rim for unusual shapes, and look closely for genuine letter doubling instead of ordinary wear or damage. Pay special attention to the edge lettering, since this feature has produced some of the series' most famous mint errors. If anything appears unusual, resist the temptation to clean or alter the coin, and instead have it authenticated by a professional grading service before drawing conclusions about its value. Somewhere in a pocket, an old coin jar, or a forgotten drawer, another remarkable presidential dollar could still be waiting to surprise its owner, and the next unbelievable coin discovery may be even more shocking. Second coin 2000p Sacagawea dollar coin burst onto the American coin scene as the beginning of a completely new chapter for the United States Mint, replacing the unpopular Susan B. Anthony dollar with a warmer, golden appearance that immediately captured attention. Although many people casually call it a gold dollar, the coin contains no gold at all, instead using a manganese brass outer layer over a copper core that creates its distinctive color. The obverse features Glenna Goodacre's powerful portrait of Sacagawea carrying her infant son, Jean-Baptiste, symbolizing courage, exploration, and the opening of the American frontier, while the reverse displays Thomas D. Rogers S.R. S soaring eagle surrounded by 17 stars representing the states admitted to the Union before the Lewis and Clark expedition. Millions entered circulation, yet surprisingly few people looked closely enough to realize that even such a common-looking coin could hide remarkable collecting secrets. As the first year of the Sacagawea dollar series, The 2000p issue carries historical importance that extends beyond its face value, because it marked the debut of a completely fresh design after years of debate over America's circulating dollar coin. Philadelphia struck hundreds of millions of examples, but massive production does not guarantee uniform quality. Every die slowly changed as it produced coin after coin, creating subtle differences that experienced collectors eagerly study. Tiny imperfections, stronger than average strikes, and unexpected mint characteristics transformed ordinary pieces into fascinating collectibles, proving that rarity sometimes begins with the smallest details rather than the lowest mintage. One of the most captivating features of the 2000p Sacagawea dollar is how dramatically its appearance can vary depending on storage and circulation. Fresh mint state examples display rich golden luster that seems to glow under bright light, while circulated coins often mellow into softer bronze or olive tones as the manganese brass surface naturally ages. Some pieces retain brilliant satin-like finishes, while others develop attractive color variations that collectors call eye appeal. The portrait's flowing hair, the baby's delicate features, the eagle's detailed feathers, and the crisp stars all reveal whether the strike was sharp or slightly weak, turning every coin into its own visual story. Collectors become especially excited whenever unusual characteristics appear because the first year of any new series often experiences extensive die preparation and production adjustments. Some 2000p Sacagawea dollars exhibit noticeable die polishing lines, slight strike weakness, or forms of doubling that deserve careful examination under proper magnification. Letter doubling, minor off-center strikes, die cracks, filled dies, and other mint-created anomalies can all become valuable research subjects when verified by professionals. However, many marks that seem unusual are simply circulation damage, making patience and careful study far more valuable than rushing toward exciting conclusions. Perhaps no mystery surrounding the 2000p Sacagawea dollar has fascinated collectors more than the famous experimental production stories connected to the launch year. While a handful of extraordinary transitional or presentation-related pieces became legendary, countless ordinary dollars have been mistakenly believed to belong to those rare categories. That uncertainty has inspired generations of collectors to inspect every Sacagawea dollar they encounter, hoping to uncover something extraordinary hiding among everyday change. The possibility that one overlooked coin could carry an unexpected history continues to fuel treasure hunting excitement across America. Imagine opening an old family coin jar, searching through forgotten dresser drawers, or receiving dollar coins as change from a vending machine, only to discover that one piece deserves much closer inspection. While most 2000p Sacagawea dollars remain worth only face value, illustrative market examples show how exceptional circumstances can dramatically influence collector interest. Minor but genuine collectible variations might bring around $2,500 to $3,500. Especially desirable high-grade coins could illustrate values near $5,000. Unusual authenticated mint anomalies may approach $6,000, and especially scarce collector pieces can sometimes be illustrated around $7,500. These figures are examples of possible market scenarios rather than guarantees, but they demonstrate why experienced collectors never ignore even the most familiar-looking dollar coin. As condition becomes more exceptional, the storytelling grows even more dramatic because preservation often separates an ordinary survivor from a remarkable collectible. An exceptionally preserved or uncommon authenticated example might illustrate a value around $8,000, while unusual finds enjoying especially strong collector demand could be illustrated near $8,500. More notable authenticated examples, including historically important pieces or remarkable mint-produced varieties, have inspired discussions reaching up to $9,000 in illustrative market scenarios. Such discoveries could feel like a sudden windfall, cover a meaningful down payment on a home, or become the kind of once-in-a-lifetime discovery that transforms an ordinary afternoon into an unforgettable memory. Yet every value depends entirely on authenticity, condition, rarity, and real market demand. Before imagining extraordinary value, every collector should examine the coin responsibly and methodically. A genuine 2000p Sacagawea dollar should weigh approximately 8.1 grams, display its characteristic golden manganese brass color rather than bright yellow plating or artificial coatings, and show an even, well-formed rim. Check whether the strike is centered correctly. Inspect the lettering for genuine doubling instead of machine damage. Study the alignment of the designs on both sides, and compare suspicious pieces with confirmed authentic examples. Even slight differences can matter, but only professional authentication can separate a truly important mint variety from ordinary wear or postmint damage. Professional grading services remain one of the most important steps for anyone who believes they have discovered something unusual, because authentication protects both collectors and buyers from costly mistakes. A certified coin receives an independent opinion regarding authenticity, condition, and significant mint characteristics, giving the marketplace far greater confidence than personal assumptions ever could. Careful handling, proper storage, and detailed documentation also preserve long-term collector appeal, ensuring that a remarkable coin maintains both its historical integrity and its potential market interest for future generations. 2000p Sacagawea dollar coin continues to remind collectors that extraordinary stories often begin with the most ordinary objects, quietly waiting inside forgotten piggy banks, inherited collections, cash drawers, or loose pocket change. Every golden dollar deserves a second look because history has repeatedly shown that remarkable discoveries sometimes appear where nobody expects them. The next coin you hold could simply be another circulating dollar, or it could reveal a fascinating secret that changes everything after expert examination. And if you think this remarkable first-year Sacagawea dollar has surprising possibilities, wait until you see the next astonishing coin whose hidden story has left seasoned collectors completely speechless. Sure, here's the same style condensed into 5 long paragraphs. 2000p Sacagawea dollar coin introduced a bold new era in American coinage, replacing the Susan B. Anthony dollar with a warm golden appearance that immediately stood out in circulation. Although many people mistake it for a gold coin, it is actually made with a manganese brass outer layer over a copper core, giving it its distinctive color and durability. The obverse features Sacagawea carrying her infant son, Jean-Baptiste, symbolizing courage and exploration, while the reverse displays a soaring eagle surrounded by 17 stars honoring the states that existed before the Lewis and Clark expedition. As the very first year of the series, the 2000p issue became historically important, and while hundreds of millions were produced in Philadelphia, collectors soon realized that not every coin left the mint exactly the same. As years passed, collectors discovered that some 2000p Sacagawea dollars displayed unusual characteristics that separated them from ordinary circulation pieces. Strong strikes, brilliant golden luster, attractive satin surfaces, die polishing lines, letter doubling, die cracks, filled dies, off-center strikes, and other genuine mint anomalies created excitement throughout the numismatic community. Some coins retained nearly flawless surfaces after decades, while others developed beautiful natural tunning that increased their visual appeal. The legendary stories surrounding experimental production pieces from the coin's launch only added to the mystery, inspiring countless collectors to inspect every Sacagawea dollar they encountered in hopes of finding an overlooked treasure. Imagine finding one of these coins in an old family collection, a forgotten coin jar, or even as change from a vending machine. Most examples are worth only face value, but authenticated collectible pieces can tell a very different story. Illustrative market examples show that minor collectible variations might sell for around $2,500 to $3,500. High-grade coins could reach about $5,000. Unusual mint anomalies may approach $6,000, and rare collector pieces might bring $7,500. Exceptionally preserved or uncommon examples could illustrate values near $8,000. Unusual finds with especially strong collector demand may approach $8,500, while more notable or historically significant authenticated examples have inspired discussions reaching up to $9,000. These figures are illustrative only, never guaranteed, because every coin's value depends on authenticity, rarity, condition, and actual market demand. A remarkable discovery could feel like a sudden windfall, help fund a down payment on a home, or become the once-in-a-lifetime find every collector dreams about. Before assuming any coin is valuable, examine it carefully and responsibly. A genuine 2000-piece Sacagawea dollar should weigh approximately 8.1 grams, display its natural golden manganese brass color, have a properly formed rim, and show correct strike alignment between both sides. Look closely for true letter doubling rather than damage. Inspect the details in Sacagawea's portrait and the eagle's feathers, and compare the coin with verified examples whenever possible. Many coins that appear unusual are simply worn or damaged after leaving the mint, making professional authentication and grading essential before placing any significant value on a discovery. 2000-piece Sacagawea dollar coin continues to prove that extraordinary treasures can hide in the most ordinary places, quietly waiting inside old drawers, inherited collections, forgotten piggy banks, or loose pocket change. Every coin tells a story, but only a handful reveal the kind of hidden rarity that excites collectors around the world. The next dollar you receive could simply buy a cup of coffee, or it could become a fascinating historical collectible after expert examination. And if you think this first-year Sacagawea dollar holds incredible secrets, wait until you discover the next astonishing coin that has surprised even the most experienced collectors.